So here we go. Now I was waiting for this response from 19 Keys to respond back to Tariq Nasheed and Foundational Black Americans because he's now up on his high horse and he's doing business in Africa. Now he's saying that he's operating on a higher plane. He's operating on a higher level. Those of us need to travel as if 45 million and 50 million Black Americans never travel nowhere. We're not on his level. Just the way that this brother's talking now, I didn't know that he talked like this. I have seen clips and videos of him before, and he was talking about uplifting things and everything. And I had once liked this dude, man. I didn't know he talked like this with this much arrogance, right? So I guess he's in Ghana right now, and he went and he responded to the backlash that he was getting from Foundational Black Americans. So now let's get off into this.
Now, I know y'all want me to address the whole thing going on with the FBA. I ain't tripping on being on the FBA list. I always thought about as a Black leader or an entrepreneur, a revolutionary, you're supposed to be on the FBI list, if that was anything. Nowadays, it's this weird thing because, the way I speak, the way I think, the way I travel, the way I move, you understand me? I'm God body through and through. You feel me? I'm from Oakland, California, and I stand on my own too. And I really don't give a fuck what nobody is a part of or not a part of or opinion somebody has or don't have. When I put out information and content, I put out context connected to that content, specifically for the reason so that individuals can have an understanding. And so when they look at it, they go say, here's 1 hour of context. But the problem is that people will look at 10 seconds of content and they become reactionary. And then I ask them, did you watch the video? And they say, no, I don't need to. That's ignorant. If you open up any book.
No, we watched the video. And the thing is this, even in the context and certain parts of the video, you said things that was misleading to the people because you was up there with Africans and we calling you out. But now in your response, you're going to be blatantly disrespectful and totally arrogant because I told you guys, amongst people within our culture, we got a lot of people that are disrespectful and they don't like Black people. They claim to like Black people, but they grift their own people. But you'll see, and I'm going to explain all this because remember I told you we don't deal in emotion over here. We just listen and then we pick apart. We just pick it apart. That's all. This thing ain't that difficult, man. It's not difficult at all.
In the world, and you read one line, right? That line can say anything. And without context around why this is here, you are a fool to then go and repeat and say, oh, I don't like that book because I opened it up. And one of the lines, one of the sentences in there, one of the paragraphs I disagreed with. It makes no sense in the world. And for me as an intellectual, as a thought leader, it is very hard for me to engage with people who don't think. Because there's no foundation of logic or reasoning even connected to their rationality in the first place. So that level of
So there's no foundation or reasoning connected in the first place. And see, this is what I'm saying. He's being disrespectful and he has absolutely no respect. Now, this is the thing I'll say if I was Tariq and I saw this dude, right? He's a guy that's very disrespectful. Like he's worse than the guy that's disrespectful to your face. He's worse than the guy that call you out or the guy that make videos about you online and talk real bad about you. He's the guy that come and shake your hand, sit down, eat dinner with you, throw the football with your son, talk all, y'all bust it up, talk about different things. But then when he go on a platform with somebody that have a different opinion than you, he talk bad about you to that person. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute, he's that dude. He's that dude that he's your friend in your face and he's your enemy behind your back. Right? He's this guy, right? He knows everything about what the Foundational Black Americans was talking about. But again, we're not allowed to have our own identity. So now we're ignorant. We don't stand on no foundation. We don't know what we're talking about. And this is what he's saying. Let's keep listening.
Ignorant is hard for me to even imagine because my brain has never been that ignorant. Ever in the history of life. I'm a person that holds so much nuance. It's almost impossible for me to just say one thing. I'm always going to give you multiple perspectives on something because my brain can hold multiple domains. I am cognitively sovereign. I have my own agency and independent thought. no matter who I grew up with, what.
So we're not allowed to have our own. So we got to think the way that you should think, because if you are saying that you have your own independent thought, when we decide to separate, have our own independent thought, why are you even speaking on it? Some things you could have just said no comment. Oh, no, we got to have the thought that's been conditioned, thought that's been given to us. And any thought outside of that is a problem. See, he's being a hypocrite right now, because we're not allowed to separate from the status quo. We're not allowed to say, hey, we're not doing the Pan-African thing or those different ideologies. We want to have our own thought. You came out against that, but yet and still you're saying that you are allowed to have your own thought. Nobody made you make the comments you made. You chose to make those comments.
Environment I'm around, who I connect with, I am cognitively sovereign. Nothing runs my mind but me. And that's how we should all be, and we should all be striving towards and to. And I'm at this point now where the ignorance of the world is not something I want to engage in. You see, there's two ways you can go about it. I can address ignorant things and I can get views, and I can get likes, and I can get comments, which also turns into money. And people say things about me, and I'm like, don't you know I'm intelligent enough to run the same game that you running if I wanted to? But that ain't where my heart is.
Now he's talking about Tariq right there without saying it. Pay attention. All right? All right? That's what he's doing. He's throwing rocks and hiding his hand. I've listened intently. See, the whole gist was around Tariq Nasheed. Remember? See, no emotion. Let's just listen. He was on a platform making these comments about Tariq, and now saying, Tariq, you need to come out and explain. The people got at him about it. So now in his response, I can cause trouble. I can make videos and make a bunch of money. And I see what I'm saying? Listen, he from Oakland, I'm from Philly. You ain't gonna do all that slick talk and think you gonna get it past me. I know what you're doing.
I'm not some clout chasing, trendy, let me make a reaction video about every single goddamn thing that go on in the world. That shit weak. It's intellectually weak. And that means that you don't stand for nothing. There's no meaning or movement behind anything that you do. It's very easy to just jump.
There's no meaning or movement behind anything that you do. Keep listening.
In the algorithm, oh, we got beef going on. Let me utilize this so therefore it can go up. I got camera people with me 24/7. You understand me? See, you got a retard right here talking about go against your own people. Who, you? You not my people? You're a retard. And anybody who thinks like that is. See, Ramadan is over. You know?
So when was he talking like this before? So now all of a sudden, because Black Americans want to have their own identity, now you bring the war to us. I never heard 19 Keys talk this way. Look how angry he is towards Black Americans, because he decided to go against us and speak out on certain things. Not one video do I see him checking Africans, because he's over there with Africans trying to do business with Africans. So we automatically become the enemy. He's one of these type dudes, man.
I'm talking about all this. How are we people? Explain it. You have followers, you have supporters. A follower is somebody who actually support what you do. They have context to understanding you, right? A follower is just somebody who watches you. They can love you or hate you. You should never worry about losing a follower, because they don't matter at all. Right now, there's a man on this line that's watching me because he don't like me. Now, I'm not sure if he's homosexual or not. You understand me? But it is weird.
But I think it was weird that you were speaking on us, and it's clear that you don't like us. You made statements on foundational Black Americans when you didn't have to. You didn't have to at all. And our ideology and the way that we speak. When we got videos of you using the same ideology, you're speaking the same way. Now all of a sudden you talking like this, man. I told y'all our biggest detractors is going to be other foundational Black Americans, whether they Pan-Africans, whether they Hebrew Israelites, whether they in the Nation of Islam, whether they in the Black church, whether they outside on the block with the hot Glock, whatever. Your mamas and them at the barbecue, your aunties, because everybody's still on this democratic Pan-African plantation, man. They're not getting it.
Behavior to want to see a man's face that you don't like and listen to a man's voice that you don't like, there might be something you need to deal with within yourself. Because to make that choice, to say that this brother and what he does, I'm in total disagreement with. But let me take time on my day. Let me go log into my phone. Let me make sure I got the notifications on to his platform. And when he goes live, make sure I'm there so I can communicate with him. Oh, I think that's very weird behavior. And I think you need to check yourself. And if you had anything going on in your life that was worth your attention, that's where you will be putting it. But you don't. And the only thing you have left is your identity. And it's so fragile. Leave, you automatically attack and go into ignorance. That's you. That's your profile. So therefore, you will always be a slave to a master who has to tell you what to think because you don't have cognitive sovereignty.
What the hell?
Which one of you have spent your time going around the world teaching black people damn near for free?
You know what's funny when you hear these guys, and I always say we need to have working models of things that we're doing in our communities. A lot of these guys sound good, and he's showing you right now everything that he's doing in Africa, he's doing for himself. He's not doing anything to elevate foundational Black Americans or bring knowledge back to the people. He's not doing the teaching of Elijah Muhammad or what Farrakhan and all of them was trying to tell the people. He ain't doing none of that. This is for him. All of this is for him. He don't give a damn. And he's using all these slick words that don't mean a damn thing, but he ain't showing you a working model of nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's proceed.
Concepts and frameworks other people dare to even whisper to black people. They push ignorance and entertainment and filth on you. Which one of you has built an independent platform specifically just to give the knowledge and the science of consciousness and sovereign wealth building to the people?
You didn't.
On their own dime. I ain't never raised nothing.
Oh.
See, when I see ignorance, sometimes you can chill, you can sit back, you can relax like I do. I'm sitting here, I just did about 3-4 hours of work and studying, and I'm still doing it because guess what? Look at this.
So now he's trying to play the victim on something that he did. So now he's responding back to Black Americans from Africa with all this anger when he was the one that started it. We was caught off guard by surprise by what you doing.
You see these AI agents right here? Foundation, intellectual structure, culture, media, power systems, things of that nature. They're doing work for me while I'm talking to you all, right? I have multiple systems set up all the time running, right? We're setting up multiple things at once. We're executing. We're utilizing our intelligence to build systems in real time and then ship them to the people. So even when I take our time to do this, I only do it because I have something else, entities working on my behalf. But instead of you sitting down, learning that knowledge of AI architecture.
No, instead of you talking down to people because you sound like the white man in brown skin. So you should have just do the work and then show people the working model. You shouldn't be running your mouth and saying things where people say something back, then you get in your arrogance and want to respond back upset when it's something that you did in the first place. That's letting me know that you don't have the discipline. You don't have the discipline. You ain't displaying none of the discipline of the teachers. You're not fooling me. You could come out of Mosque number 12, the way you're acting in arrogance, my brother. Very bad arrogance.
So that you can build, right, something valuable for your future so you can have a financial security in the future. You'd rather be ignorant.
So I'm gonna stop it there. But again, I told you that a lot of the detractors is going to come from your own people from inside the house. Now, him coming out of the Nation of Islam, he's totally out of line. Because I'm here in Philadelphia under the first resurrection. Brothers, the real brothers, they don't act like that. They don't talk like that. They don't even respond to certain things, right? If it don't pertain to them, right, and certain things, they're not going to speak on it. You're supposed to create working models. and then show the people, because you already supposed to know the condition of your people. That's why I said I love my people more than they hate themselves, and I pray to the universal creator Most High that these words are enough to inspire you. I'm not going to go on there and say disparaging things about the people, and then when they respond, I come back with arrogance because now I'm in my feelings when I did it. No, I love my people more than they hate themselves because I understand the conditions of my people. I understand why I've been sent to bring word to my people. I understand what our people been through. But yet and still, you claim to be a follower, right, of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the teachings and all this. And look at the way you acted, my brother. Nah. That ain't it. Because if you know that you've been chosen and ordained to come bring a word to the people, then you're supposed to already understand the consciousness and the mindset and the pain and the trauma that our people have been dealing with being raised here in the hell of North America. Right? We already understand that. So now when I'm going into my people, I already know that I'm going to be loved by some and persecuted by others just for loving them, just for bringing the attention. You're not supposed to walk in the attitude of walking arrogance. Right? Come on, man. I don't agree with everything brothers from the lineage, sisters from the lineage do or say, right? Only thing I try to do is try to be a better person and try to show them another way. Yo, we can handle it this way. We can do it this way, right? I'm not going to come and talk down to them and say disparaging things about them. And then when they get upset, I'm in my feelings. No, that's a fake and that's a phony. It's a fake and a phony. I don't respect you no more, man. I don't respect the fact that you could be in a man's presence and have a good build, but when you're not around that man and you get around Africans and all of a sudden you just start talking down and talking dirty to a brother and throwing little shots. That ain't G, my brother. Where I'm from, we got to put the gloves on, man. We got to go 10 to the head because you out of pocket. You out of line, right? But I don't know, man. Y'all got to let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comments section. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.